shut it down, but they go way back on some advice from Ty Lue and Chauncey Billups with Lowry. Nice move by Paul George. The larceny, here comes George the other way, picking the pocket of Tyler Hero. Rises in the mid-range and knocks it down. Back to the defense. Harden. George for three. It's good. And James Harden back out there. Never left the game, but was hobbling around for a possession or two late in the second quarter. Paul George knocks down the mid-range shot, and PG helps cut the lead down to 5. George, catch and shoot three. Bucket for Paul George. 16 for...
Out of time, uncontested.
9 to shoot for Harden. Not a ton of ball movement here. Just the two of those two guys playing catch. George fires a three. Okay with that one. A fancy pass there by Harden. Goes back to George. He's getting the cash cow in this third quarter. Spins his way to freedom and knocks it down. Well, no team runs more isolation plays than the Clippers. As Paul George connects. There's no Kevin Durant tonight. A significant losses.
George to get his lateral movement to try to defend that.
Harden, looking at the cutting. George really wasn't easy to tell Russell Westbrook pulling the classy veteran move and ultimately the right veteran. Brookhouse and Bouquet getting ready to check in here. Here is George at the free throw line, extended pull up, looking for the bounce, and he will get it. George fires the triple again. Tight with the back test. Into George. Points, 5 rebounds for Nurk. Hard with that pocket pass. Zubac. Catch and shoot. Knocked down.
Rotations for Ty Lue. Quickly.
George gets a screen. Gets a wide open look.
Couple of weeks. Best so far this season. Paul George up against Zion. Good job defending. Starts at Tabitha. Leads early. Paul George.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Paul George outside. All the way to the rack. They got George who's going to good front by Jose. But it's going to be a fall.
Yeah, he's going to raise over top of it.
Bad matchup for the Pels, and it's we're game to the clock. Harden doesn't mind that. And the wrong guy to walk away from.
Well, the thing is, what B.I. has...
Straight up and down, defended it well. Harden, again, a wide open look. Same result.
Having switch with him, they've been blitzing with him. So now you kind of want to keep Zion in that situation to see how he's shooting that ball, to see how...
15-point game. Paul George, the hot hand, and it continues.
And the thing is,
Paul George, he's got Larry this time.
he also has a 2-for-1.
Yeah. And he's got another.
Just the start of the ball game. PG 13. Paul George attacks. Oh, beautiful play as AD was right. Point games this year for Anthony Davis. Harden with the weave right on him. Cross court all the way to Paul George. Hesitated for a moment.
Good patience by Max Christie.
Max has played 20-plus minutes now in 3 straight. Back in the rotation. Paul George answers well. He's sitting on 1 point for a long time.
This is the guy that Lakers better be concerned about because in the half court, he makes things happen often. Goes out for his rest at the 6:40 mark and see what they do defensively now.
Paul George over Reddish.
The defender right in his grill.
Best effective field goal percentage in the league since the beginning of December. Kawhi Leonard. Paul George. And then lost it.
Yeah.
Thought about it, should have, huh?
Yeah. You know what happens when you think sometimes.
Yeah, they're going to score at the other end.
For the game and try to just to redeem how they've been playing of late.
He's up to score. Beal, one of the new additions for Phoenix. They really revamped their roster from the team that went to the NBA Finals. George for three. It's good.
So masterful that time at flooring right into the little pick and roll, snake dribble, little runner in the lane.
George on the wing. It's good again.
Stages of his career, and he's still here, still getting it done. It's great to see.
George, another jump. Playoffs. Playing one another. George goes to work on Booker, loses the handle, recovers. 3 to shoot for George. Down the lane, John steps. Oh, a feathery touch for. Around the screen from Zoo. George, catch and shoot 3. Yes!
In his career. He might have a little beef with me tonight.
I'm here for the team, Christina.
Report on that national championship that happened.
Ball batted around. George recovers in a sea of white jerseys. Can't get it to go. Pull back to George. Pay dirt. 84 Clippers. George given space for a moment. That's all he needs. Back to Harden. Tice is out. This time it's an aerial attack to Tice. Gives to George. Caught the defense napping and lays it in. Foul was called. Well, Harden has it been a bit quiet here so far tonight. They might need him to make some noise. Paul George gets into the paint, lobs it up, and slapping it away. Clippers force the 7th turnover for the Raptors. Lob to PG.
But he still was very effective.
Again, back and forth we go. George for 3. It's good.
Combination.
It's a great place to go. You're living a good life there. Here is George for 3. It's good again. Paul. Organization from, say, 15 years ago. George leaps to grab the pass, but it's late in the clock. He steamrolls. Schroeder. George on Barnes. Westbrook back to George for the mid-range. It's good. George with 14 changes. Clippers looking for another one right here. Harden picked up by Schroeder. Gives to George. Hesitates for a moment. Oh, it falls anyway. 8 to shoot. George on Porter. Dashing down the lane. Off the window and in.
Turnover for the Clippers. Can they take advantage?
George rises above a double team and puts it in. 6:45 remaining. George, catch and shoot, corner 3. Oh, it's up. Lucky to get it across half court. Clippers under duress here. Shot clock in single digits. Zoo rolls down the lane, gives it to George. Reverse George. Attacks on Barrett. Kawhi driven off the line. George beats the buzzer to 3.
Fumbles out of there. Loose ball picked up by man down. George with 6 to shoot. George trying to create fadeaway 3 is in. Dane drives, sweeping hook off glass. Tice rebound. Great outlet to Paul George, who lays it up and in. The Grizzlies needed to Tice's chest to create the space. Tice rolls. Paul George top of the key.
Now, a very good offensive team with very good individual offensive players.
Paul George, 4-3. Grizzlies 14 assists on 17 baskets. Skip pass, George. Step back 3 by Paul George.
First half for this Grizzlies team.
Paul George having a whale of a...
Problem was, partner, they only shot 41%.
Yes. Starry 3-pointer. Rev, you had 13.
About it on both ends of the floor because they'll have the season scars. In the past, it was less time over the top here. But knocking down shots also here tonight.
15 for Roddy. Paul George.
Getting himself into the painted area for a score.
George. Paul George, 6th off the bench. George. Yeah, it's only gone 9 deep. Pass deflected, stolen by Paul George. Little Euro, and that falls to Paul George. 30.
Now it's Powell. Outside look, Harden thinking about it. PG deep corner.
You only got double figures from Minnesota, too.
Beautiful feed. Paul George the finish. Clippers only have 56 points. Outside look, Paul George is good. 15 in the 3rd quarter for Anthony Edwards. Leonard over to George. Good look at a 3-ball in the ball movement. George sees an opening. More ball movement. Harden finding Paul in the corner for three.
His extension done. Paul George seemed like he's on the verge, and both sides seem motivated to get an extension done as well. And he's hoping to fall into a loop right after them.
Or a lot of contact underneath. Leonard, George, get it! Five in the league now. Or to go along with all the defense that he brings to the table. George has to hurry, and he hits. Offensive rebound by Mann, and the shot clock resets. George against SGA. Then did the Thunder. Identical shooting numbers. Clippers, by the way, season high for made threes in any half this year. Rugged defender for Mark Daigneault and the Thunder. PG trying to shake the defender and somehow puts it up and puts it. Clippers and Thunder, second of 3 regular season meetings. First one taken by the Thunder in Oklahoma City in December. Paul George. Everything they invested in those two, Greg, to bring them here. Haven't had the postseason success, certainly, that they were hoping for yet. Will step into that consistent number 2 spot behind Gilgeous-Alexander. Will it be Williams? Will it be Holmgren? What a shot by the midway point of this fourth quarter. Number 2 and number 4 teams in the West getting it on here in LA. Here comes George on the attack, making it look easy.
All the 50-50 balls. Loose balls create opportunities there, and that's what's happening.
Boy, George surrendered now 6 of 16 from the field.
And not known as a defender. James Harden did a great job. If you're the Thunder.
90 seconds left. Harden to Mann. Nice fake to kick. George contested 3. George has taken the game over. And here he is at the other end.
Going out to eat.
Thomas still on that rookie deal. 42-29 Nets. George gets close to the rim. It helps. Bridges loses his footing. Harden has it. Arcing pass down the floor to George with Claxton to beat. Punches it in. 5 for 14 in this third quarter. George for 3. It goes. His first. 5 to shoot from in. George gets to the rim and lays it in. 8. Clippers had one of those losses back in November. George for 3. It's good. 114-106.
The three-point Lakers win just a couple of weeks ago. Third meeting of the year. They'll do it again at the end of February. It's Paul George with right. Yeah, Mike Budenholzer, terrific coach who was a surprising move. They let him go. Adrian Griffin, and now whoever takes the job as Paul George crashes hard. That was a point of emphasis, a primary focus. Better on the ball. Oh, George! The conference finals last year, so that's one piece. I know that burns in D'Angelo Russell a little bit. He was on the bench. Kawhi trying to get by Reeves, cannot. Late clock here, down to 3. Paul George for 3, up and over Prince, cash, money. So Davis, last 2 possessions, his first 2 buckets of the second half. He's got 22. George shakes Reeves. Oh, here. Now the switch. Wood ends up on him. George goes to work with the big man on him. George gets inside and lays it in. Another turnover. That's his 4th of the night. And Russell gives it right back. Leonard drives. George there.
Plumlee to Paul George. George with a jumper, and it's good. 6:29 remaining in the first half. George to the
or do something that he's really not comfortable doing.
George, the 3, good.
The 3-point shot, pump fake, took the mid-range. Good offense and defense.
Paul George sidestep the 3. Raptors right there here early on in the third. RJ stumbling, and George.
On offense, he's going to do what he does, but defensively, you can continue to attack him.
I'm really anxious to watch George back, and sometimes it's a way of scheduling.
Back-to-back. Clippers can lose some steam in the second half. They better. The first half teams in the NBA.
Nice save down there. It's George set up for a three. The shot clock. George. To go here in the third.
A hand on it, eventually sucks it in, but it's Leonard who comes out of the pack with it. Now to George. George in toward Dean Wade. He puts it up and in. Top for Allen, trying to lead him. Allen had to go through his legs eventually. Harden gets there, zips it ahead to George. George to the basket, he lays it in. Paul George to the basket, banks